Hi, I'm Lynn Browder, and come watch me paint. Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I'm painting flowers. If you've watched before, that's not a surprise. Oh, I just laugh. I'm definitely on this flower kick. I used to be on a rooster kick, and then I have now moved on to flowers, and lots of them. And for some reason, I'm on this kind of kick where I'm drawing, painting, whatever this is called, painting. I can't think. Like a bunch of flowers. I used to, well, still do, random flowers, kind of like in different directions. Alexa, stop. I keep forgetting to turn my Alexa timer off. She's helpful. Alexa, stop. Oh. I have to then be quiet until she turns herself off, because any word I say, then she has conversations with me. I don't know if anyone else does that to them as well. Oh, there's my cat. My cat makes me jump sometimes when I'm not expecting him to, like, shake the whole world. Okay, let's see how distracted I can be while painting. I need to change my lamp. I used to, well, I still have, but I just haven't fixed the bulb in it. I used to have another lamp on that side, and it helped me a lot. And so now I have not a lamp over there. Well, again, I still have the lamp. I just don't have a bulb in my lamp. So I need to fix that problem. And then that would help me a lot. But if you've watched before, you know that I put way too much paint on my paintbrush, and that causes me to sometimes have drops of paint everywhere, and then that causes me then to have blurbs, little dots. I will shake the paintbrush and splatter it, depending on how that goes. But hopefully I can kind of control that today and maybe not do it as much. I just get stuck on a particular moment, and so when I do that, sometimes that just changes how I paint if I put too much and drop stuff. So we are clicking the days off with summer. My son Owen helps me paint these. He helps me with the backgrounds. We use a hand-over-hand method, working on his fine motor skills. He has autism, and he has a hard time with things like eating with utensils, or he's great like on his tablet, but things like buckling his seatbelt, or even buckling his, or snapping his pants, zipping his pants, that type of thing. He can do some of it sometimes, but he still has a hard time with other parts of the skills. And so I am teaching him to paint with me and hopefully work on some of his skills like that. So I keep sounding very tired. And it's probably because I've been up since Owen woke up around 3, maybe. I try not to always look at the clock because when it's way too early, I don't really want to know. I really, really just don't want to know. So I think it was 3 when he woke. But I'm just going to leave it as somewhere around there. And so, you know, we were partying. He likes to talk about his tablet and different games, and I've installed this Maps app, kind of where you can drive around and see everything, on the app, and he loves it because he's able to show me places that he wants to go, and he's not been able to verbalize, but he can pull that up on the tablet and show me, and it's just making a huge difference because he's able to kind of see what he wants to see. And so that's exciting to me that he's able to kind of reference that and tell me what he wants to do now. That's what is exciting. His brain is just, it's brilliant. He cracks me up with some of the, I have yet to figure out if he knows how funny he is, like the way he says things, and he'll make jokes, and I just don't even know how funny, if he even understands how incredibly funny he is. He's brilliant. And I think he understands that he's brilliant because of some of the ways he does things. But I don't know if he understands how absolutely incredibly funny he is. He will say things, and it just, the way he says it or the way he does it, it's truly amazing that he comes up with some of the things that he comes up with or says. But he had a pretty good day today. I say that with some hesitation because there was a few things that caused him to have some meltdown moments, but in general he was pretty happy. He had his vision therapy today, and he loves going to see the doctor. So we're working on his tracking and different visual. He has a problem with people not all wearing blue pants. He wants the entire world to be in blue pants. And he's much calmer about it now. We've been working with him for about 2 years. But it's hard because I can't even imagine the emotions that he goes through. And I say I can't imagine. I can in so many ways because, it's hard when you want something in one particular way and it's not that way. And so he gets it in his mind that he wants everybody in blue pants, and he cries. He's been where it just completely upsets him. He's getting to the point where it's not quite as severe as it was, but we've been working with his therapists and the doctors and different people because, you can't, it breaks my heart because you can't understand what he's going through, and I don't know how to help him through it. And if someone that we don't even know is not wearing blue pants and it's causing him to not be able to look at them or talk to people or walk in a room, we can't go places. And it's places he wants to go, but if he can't handle it, we can't go. And so I'm trying to find ways to get him to understand, that we have to find new things to focus on, and that people are allowed to wear what they want to wear. And, how do I find that middle ground for him where, I try to help him through it and try to get him to understand that it's not the entire world that's going to wear blue pants, that he has to find a way through different, breathing techniques, different meditation, motivations, a thousand ideas, and 1,000 more will come. And I just keep praying that the right one will help him. And so he's now in vision therapy to kind of work through some more of that, and to see if we can find different ways to help him with it. And he's doing a lot better. And the vision therapy is also helping with like his tracking and his visual perception of, just walking and how he walks, because he walks, he's been tested, and one of his I can't even talk. He has 2 feet. One of them, oh boy, it turns in a little bit, and so they never corrected it because of the way it was. It wasn't enough that it was causing, that he would have to have braces or surgery or this type of thing, but enough that it can cause him to walk with like he walks fine, but just that extra little bit when he turns or does different things. So he has no fears at all, and part of the visual therapy is helping for like things like being on stairs and his balance. And so it's a lot for him to take on and think about and look at and understand. And I get that, and all I can do is just keep telling him that he's doing amazing, and together as a team we'll get through all of this. So that's what I do, and he is amazing, and he's brilliant, and I just keep learning more and more about him, about myself, and how we handle life together. So that's what we have to kind of do, and realize that we have to just keep thinking about, the things that move us forward. I'm trying to decide if this blue is a little too blue for the rest of the paleness and then the rest of the brightness. I don't know. We'll see. I always make, my patterns and stuff, and then things get hidden under something. Oh, did you see that big blob? It almost came off the paintbrush. Happens a lot. I see, like, I covered that up, so it's no big deal. No big deal. It'll happen again, I'm sure. I'll cover the next section. I think I got a little more blue than I was anticipating. So I just keep adding. Just keep adding and adding. That's what we do. So he had a good day, except for the few little things. And, I'm always waiting for the next scream. I'm always waiting for the next moment that I have to pay attention or deal with or think about. And so, you know, that's what wakes me up at night sometimes. Any noise, I think, is him getting ready to scream or to have a meltdown or be upset because I've touched my hair or something like this. And that is all realistically what could happen. So it's training my brain and training his brain to work together and to breathe. We do a lot of breathing exercises. And I'm hoping that as time goes on, that will help him a lot more. I like this blue, but I'm like, I wanted it to kind of not stand out quite as much. So as you can see, the adaptive part of us, we just changed. I don't mind it so much that it's sticking out, but I just kind of wanted it a little less, I suppose. And so we just kind of fill in stuff as we go along. I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna like learn flowers and then do a little more like realistic or something. I don't know. But for now we just do happiness. Just do happiness. I kind of like a little offset. Not quite sure what's happening with where I need it to go. But I think I'm gonna do, I get myself turned around as to like how I should have my hand or how it should look. So we just kind of fill in the blanks there. And my little palette of colors here has gotten kind of all mixed together, which is usually what happens, but try and decide if I want to put another or just let it be. This is where if I can mix that bright blue in there and kind of pull out a little spiky doodles, that's the technical term. So it's a little more wispy. We're supposed to get more storms, possibly tonight. We've had storm after storm the last few days. So I'm hoping that it's not too severe. I'm not a fan of storms. Oops, I hit that. Not a fan. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I like to say that I like to watch paint dry. And Ain't that the truth? I love watching paint dry. I'll walk by my canvas so many different times, and I just love seeing what happens with the paint and what kind of just happens. What happens? That's what I'm just what it does. What it does and where it changes and all of that. So I feel like I need one more something. Like I don't know. It seems like I need something. And sometimes it's just a matter of me overthinking all of the possibilities that are here. That's what generally happens. And I think that's what generally happens. Let me just kind of add a little extra. So there we go. Oh, there was my cat again. So I always have to decide which side I want to put the signature on, but I do O for Owen, and then I do L and B, and I always put Owen on here. So I have him, he's the foundation. He's the reason I started painting, trying to work on his fine motor skills. So he's always, this is just as much about the painting as it is, itself, because it's about him. And so that's it. That's my world. These are my little paint blobs. I make jewelry. The middle, it's under a little bobble thing, but that is paint blobs. And I take my paint, and once this dries, I spread this out, and then I take them and make them into the little jewelry. And so I just cut this, let it dry for a couple of days, and then that becomes part of it. So I spread that all out, and ooh, I got my my paintbrush all in it, and make them into paint blobs. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching. Toodles.